Can you explain the evolutionary process of Devas?
Yes, it's possible, but we have to at first contrast the evolutionary process of humans with the Devas and to note the differences. For instance, the humans, we see colour and we hear sound. The Devas see sound and hear colour. We evolve by the development of consciousness. We become more and more embracive of our consciousness from a point of ignorance about everything in the world, until we become cognizant in the entire universe of knowledge. The Devas start from an amorphous mass, the little elementals, the elemental substance. The Devas are the shadows, the lunar pitris as it's called, that embody our form. These are amorphous, they don't really have any separate consciousness within that mass, and the type of intelligence is a very, very limited nature. And from that, they consolidate into smaller forms. And the smallest forms that are seen are the brownies, the elves, the salamanders, the water sprites, the very little ones that have elementary consciousness. And then you get the fairies, the pixies, the gnomes, and then you get larger tree spirits, the dryads, and then you get larger landscape Devas, and so forth, the angels, the archangels, the Elohim. What this really means is that they, from an amorphous mass, they consolidate into more and more intense energy forms, and intelligence evolves as a consequence. And as they become more and more intense, there's a greater luminosity, more colours are developed, and it's an energy field that pervades from them. And this energy field then is inclusive of a whole hierarchy of lesser and lesser and more amorphous Devas underneath them. And each Devic unit is a unit of sentience at first, and then intelligent substance. So they manifest the various different colours and lines of energy that goes through them. And the pictures in Christian art of wings is just a reification of the lines of energy, the energy fields that come, that emanate from them, and that then pervade the entire arena of which they govern. To actually understand this process, you have to think in terms of the dimensions of perception, such as the etheric, the astral plane, the lower mental, the higher mental, which is the abstract mind, the domains of enlightenment. And so as they evolve, they are moving up through these dimensions and expanding their consciousness, their intelligence in relationship to the substance of those dimensions. There are two distinct types of Devas. One are those which I call the solar angels, and then those that are the lunar forms. So there's the lunar are those Devic lives that are not yet self-conscious, and the solar lives, and by solar we're really inferring that they are autoluminous, they're like the radiance of a sun with various colorations and energy lines going through them. They are self-conscious, and they equate with the similar form of consciousness that human beings have. So there's the Devic lives that are human-like in the fact that they have their own motivation of thought. They control the lesser lives. And above them, there's a whole hierarchy of greater and greater luminous and enlightened devas that relate to and have the corresponding qualities to our hierarchy of lighted beings, the great enlightened ones that have evolved from the human kingdom. Then you can move all the way up to devas that embody the substance of planets, planetary spheres, solar spheres, galaxies. It's all really devic substance and a hierarchy of different devic lives. And in the early stages of evolution, early evolutionary stages, it's all controlled by the Great Mother. And we're really talking about the Mother's domain, the feminine, as I said before, dispensation. And like a human woman giving birth to a child, for the Deva kingdom, and whole earth sphere is that child, and all of the lives on that earth, including human lives, is really constituted out of devic substance.